organic content. Yeah. Did that answer your question? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So 5,000 subs. You don't need a huge audience. You just need to get started. And I said this a little bit earlier. So I feel bad for anyone that's still writing blogs and not really doing much else other than that, because their audience is shrinking by the day. I don't know if video is going to be the #1 content forever. I don't have a crystal ball. It might be supplanted one day by VR or AR or something else. But the point that I want to establish on everyone here today is that if you develop skills in creating amazing video content, these technologies are based off of that, based off of the foundation of that. If you've been writing blogs this entire time, or doing an audio-only podcast, not video, I definitely recommend doing video on podcasts, then when people start moving away from video and going to VR, how the hell are those people going to survive? How are those entrepreneurs and businesses going to survive, right? We can't stop progress just because we like doing things a certain way that were done back in the day. We have to be able to evolve to actually gain the attention of the audience that we're looking for. So finally, I'm going to end things with this. If you had a superhero team member, an employee you can add to your team, and I told you this person is willing to work for you 24/7, 365. They never get tired. They never get sick. They don't need vacation. They're not going to whine and moan and complain. They're not going to give you a hard time. They're going to obsess over one thing and one thing alone, doing their job, putting your perfect video in front of the perfect person at the perfect time. And they do this better than anyone else on the planet. Yes, you're going to have to pay them. You have to pay them a little bit when you make the video, right? But then once the video is done, the thumbnail's done, the title's done, you're not paying them for that video anymore. That clone is out there working for you forever. And if you happen to be so good at training and coaching and leading that team member, if you happen to collaborate with that team member in a really proactive way, that team member is going to pay you for the privilege of being on your team. I happen to know a fella who, I can't believe I just said fella, I never say that. I know a guy, Greg, who owns a really sexy company. They sell office furniture. So he did a live stream with Daryl Eves not too long ago, so I know I can talk about this publicly because he said it on a live stream. So they sell office furniture. I don't know how long ago, they used to spend $20,000 to $30,000 a month in ad spend. Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, what have you. And then they decided as a company to go all in on YouTube. They reduced that expense to zero, so they don't spend the $20,000, $30,000 a month in ads anymore. And now YouTube pays them $20,000 to $30,000 a month in ads. Wow. If you could reduce an expense and turn that expense into an additional revenue stream, how many times would you like to do that? It's pretty much a no-brainer. Finally, I'll wrap things up with my why, my story. I kind of like to end things that way because hopefully by this point I've earned the right to share a little bit about me. So back in 2018, I was at rock bottom. It can only be described as the darkest time in my life. I was sleeping on an air mattress. I ended a toxic relationship. I ended a marriage. I never in a million years thought that I was going to be that guy to end a marriage. Never thought that was going to be me. And then I found myself sleeping on an air mattress, tons of debt, miserable, out of shape, just hated life. And I'm laying on that mattress, staring at the ceiling, wondering how the hell I'm going to get myself out of this mess. I was actually renting a room from the spare bedroom of a friend because I had nowhere to go. And I became obsessed with YouTube. It sounds cheesy, but just because it sounds cheesy doesn't make it any less true. Because some business-savvy online entrepreneurs took the time to clone themselves and hit the record button. They didn't know I existed. They had no idea there was an Andrew Murdoch out there that was struggling and having a really bad time. But I got obsessed with YouTube. I can point to specific YouTube channels and in some cases specific videos that completely changed my life. They gave me the confidence in myself that I can turn things around, that I can improve, I'm a human being. I have creativity, I have consciousness, I have the ability to have independent thought. And I got my mindset right. That was #1. Got my mindset right, got my fitness right, got my health right, got my finances right. And here I am now, 4 years later, talking to you great people and rubbing shoulders with Daryl Eves. And sometimes I just got to pinch myself. So as cheesy as it might sound, if any part of you thinks that you make the world a better place, then I would like to challenge you to clone yourself. The world needs more of you. If you really do solve difficult problems, then clone yourself, hit the record button, because the world needs more of you. And I want to thank you for all your time. I want to thank Francois and Jennifer for inviting me. You can email me and put Pura Vida 2023 in the subject line so that we can get you on the calendar, and I'll gladly give you a 30-minute consultation. Totally on the house, only for people that are here at this event. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I went way long. It was way long.
Crazy value, because one of the reasons some people might wonder a bit what's the connection, but it's like Andrew said, people, time, money. Let's say you're short on money, which is something I've experienced, we've experienced many times, you've experienced it. So why not get creative? Some people have money, so some people don't. Let's say you want that beautiful, we saw the movie, you want the 6th floor, I think I heard, the whole floor, like not just all of it. So how would we finance that? We don't have that kind of money. We could do joint ventures, we can raise capital, we can do things, yeah. Or maybe we could get paid by YouTube to say stuff and pay for that 6th floor. So why not? So that's kind of why I wanted to stimulate your creative juices, creative thinking.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
There's something there. So I think I've seen body language. People need to move around. Maybe take a 5-10